The kids are down. The wife's asleep.
So in 4 hours, you drank 15 Busch Lights.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So at 8 o'clock, that's when you checked out and your wife had to deal with you.
Night time.
Night time.
Yeah.
Crack a beer. Pour a bourbon. It's After Dark. On ESPN Louisville Plus. Subscribe and smash that freaking like button. Now here's Justin Soforo.
Soforo. How do you
Soforo.
say Soforo? No, it's fur. It's fur, not four. That's why it's fur, man.
Soforo.
There you go.
I mean, it's the same thing.
Soforo. I don't know. Soforo? Soforo, my bad.
No, Soforo.
Here's Justin Soforo.
All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome back in to another edition of ESPN Louisville Plus After Dark. I'm Justin Soforo. Joining me today, as we did last week, is my guy, Jason Jenkins from the Gas Bags Radio podcast. One of the three members. Well, it seems like sometimes it's like one of two because I don't know what Tanner's been up to. But, whatever, just throwing out shots. But anyway, what's up, my guy? Welcome in. How are you doing today?
Fantastic. Trying to enjoy the last little bit of these football games this weekend. I'm a Patriots fan. So,
okay. So it's not
like
just
a
you're not
long time ago.
bandwagoning.
Yeah, a long time ago, Patriots fan, like from birth type thing.
Yeah, like when Tom Brady first joined, and I get it. But anyway, what's up, everybody? I appreciate everybody for tuning in today. If you haven't already, do me a solid favor. There's a few options that you can do to help support us, and we're going to bring more and more content here on the channel. I try to do more videos. It's been a little bit. I've been busy with some of my work stuff, so I apologize that some of the regularly recorded long form videos haven't been as abundant. But we're going to have more of that moving into the week, and of course, hopefully, we'll have more and more news coming out too to talk about. If you haven't already, though, do me a solid favor: smash the like button, hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Go to the YouTube channel. We are 30 subscribers away from hitting our the newest milestone, which is 3,000 subscribers. I talked about it a little bit today on Twitter. I posted it, but basically just said that it's kind of been a nice little thing since I've come back in the last 3 or 4 months since I've been back with ESPN Louisville and back with EL Plus. We've gained over 1,000 subscribers in that short amount of time, and now we're close to hitting 3,000 on the YouTube as well. So it's just something that it's been fun and something I'm excited to get going and really do as well. We had some collaborations with other people. If you haven't already, make sure you go check out Corey Bosmer on his channel and his content. I just did a little podcast with him, Ethan Moore of Louisville Sports Live, obviously, and the voice, Lance McGarvey, and we talked about some things, cards and everything going along that. And we'll talk about some cat stuff here today too. And I think one of the things that's interesting or important to me to talk about when it comes to Kentucky is just seeing this really change and shift in the way that their season's going. And I'm not sure. It could be a lot of fake juice. It could be a lot of nothing. But at least it's easy to say that walking away from the LSU game, because LSU and Kentucky was really just the battle for not last place. It's really what it was. But now they come out there and beat a Tennessee team that we struggled with, that Louisville had a hard time on the road there with, that they out-physicaled us. And they were able to, even though they were down 18 points early on, it's just something that I guess Kentucky's going to do, is they're going to look a little bit useless to start of the game. But in the second half, I got to give Mark Pope some credit. He has found a way to galvanize his team and to get them to find a way to will a win home after that.
I mean, I watched the game, and I was not paying a ton of attention in the first half because it had gotten out of hand. Like it was staying in that 13 to 18 point range where it just looked like Tennessee was going to kick their teeth in. Right. And then whatever came out of that break at halftime, and it didn't seem like it was immediate, but it was pretty quick into the start of the second half. They started getting some legitimate traction. Denzel Aberdeen being part of that. When you got a guy that's legitimately making shots, when he's living up to his talent. I think he's a talented kid. Like, I think he's a good basketball player, but finally playing at the level that is his talent. that matters. And then they were just like you said before, Carey only had like 6 points. They were really physical with them down low, and I think it shook them up a little bit where they couldn't figure out how to create balance with inside of their own offense again. Which I don't know if it was all the way intended that way, but damn, it worked.
Yeah, it's one of the things that's definitely impressive. And I guess that is one of the things that, Mark Pope's good at doing, being that he is a big man and he has that big man experience and he can really know how to work with those guys. But something that was really interesting to me, and you brought it up a little bit talking about Aberdeen, the transfer from Florida, and the difference that he's made. Really what impressed me was he was a guy who kind of came out and I think kind of like sat back a little bit, but while Jalen Lowe got all that spotlight and everybody's really focused on him, yeah. I think a guy, one of the callers in the postgame show, called in and said, and I'm trying to remember, I think his name was Bobby. I want to make sure I give credit there, but Bobby kind of came in and made a comment saying that one of the things that a lot of Louisville fans have talked about when it comes to Jalen Lowe and his ability, like he's a guy who's going to go out there, he'll get his points, but he's not really a team player. He doesn't really do well when it comes to really kind of orchestrating that offense, to really try to find ways to get other guys involved. And it's something that Aberdeen has seemed to do a better job in, and it's one of those few moments where you can kind of look to and maybe say, is it a little bit of addition by subtraction when Jalen Lowe not being there now, and just seeing Aberdeen being able to get his step up moment, his moment to kind of run the offense and get that thing going.
Well, if you remember when Aberdeen was out originally, or when Lowe was out originally, everybody really struggled on how to initiate and run the offense down there. And that group of games, they were kind of just begging for Lowe to come back because they knew that at a minimum you could get some of that out of him, right? But maybe there was a maturation process in the in-between where they kind of Aberdeen kind of like started to accept some things, because he really was just a kind of a shooter when he showed up. Like, he wasn't a big leader. He wasn't the point guard for that at any point for that Florida team. I don't know that he ever really ran the point at all, because I don't know that what was his name, Chris, the kid that was from Iona.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I don't think he damn near never came out of any games. He played almost 40 minutes all the time. So it's one of those little things that maybe he was tapping into something that he was not confident in yet, and maybe he's gained some confidence. Tennessee's a great place to do it at too, because they have a good backcourt also, and so to be able to accomplish that down there at Tennessee, which we couldn't figure it out for what it's worth. And Conwell's some of the same, like when we talk about Louisville players, like what you said about Jalen Lowe. I think that about Conwell all the time. So when we were trying to run him at the point, I was like, this is a terrible idea. Like, we can't do this.
Yeah, no, absolutely. One of the things that's going to be interesting to me to really kind of watch and to see how Kentucky develops. Let's see, they have Wednesday night. They have to go play. They play at Texas at home. So I don't think that should be too much of a challenge for them. But you never know. And then they got Ole Miss Saturday. But then they get back into the ranked opponents where they have Vanderbilt on the road on the 27th, followed by hitting the road and playing John Calipari in Arkansas. And those would be like two of the games that really, to me, kind of tells where this season will finally lie for Kentucky. They're sitting at 12-6 right now, and it's one of those things where like it's also just a weird spot for me, given how the season started and how we felt. I feel like there's been a little bit of I kind of have to come down to earth a little bit as a Louisville fan and say, you still got that win. Yeah, we have that win. We still have that in our pocket, no matter however the rest of the season develops and changes. But the one thing that does kind of concern me is it do we have a flipping of momentum? And it's one of those things where I feel like, because Mark Pope's able to, he's able to make adjustments. He's able to see what's not working on defense and what is. And that's one of the things that I have to give him credit for. As all the times that we talked about, maybe I did, comparing him to the Kenny Payne of Kentucky this year. Just like of how bad they looked against Gonzaga, how bad they looked in so many of these games. And then now we talk about last year, he had 11, I believe that's the number. He had 11 quadrant one wins in the net or whatever. So I had to give him some credit there. I just thought this would be the moment that the team would quit. So to being able to galvanize these guys and get them going and get them ready to play, and the fact that they're able to keep going with the loss of Jalen Lowe and with also the loss of, and I understand he only played like a game or 2 or 3 games.
Yeah, JQ.
Yeah, losing acquaintance as well, even though we'll see. I don't know if I don't think he's coming back. I think that's just dad pulling the plug and saying, we're just going to
not
see
worth it.
No, it's playing is not going to be beneficial for you moving forward. Let me see what else they got on their schedule real quick.
So I was looking backwards, right?
Yeah.
And so you had the opener at Alabama.
Yep.
Which, Alabama just trounced them, right? That was the whole thing. Their bigs can't pass. Then you had the fumble at home with Missouri. Missouri's still a good team. They're not a great team, but Missouri's had their number the last 2 years, I believe. But then at that Mississippi, they kind of got a little bit underneath them in Mississippi State game. And granted, they won against 2 bums in Mississippi State and LSU, but it was enough to get them the confidence that maybe it took to, hey, this will work, and they pushed it against Tennessee, and it did work. So now what I want to see specifically is the next 2 home games. I'm more worried about the next 2 home games than I am about Vanderbilt or Arkansas.
Yeah,
I would be curious of what they come out and how you're supposed to handle these next 2 games, right?
Yeah.
Texas is more talented than their record. They just don't play well together, and I think they have a coaching problem, and I don't think we're going to see that guy for very much longer. And then Ole Miss, I don't think they figured out how to play together yet.
No.
I think
Scott's not getting a lot of
good
moment.
players.
No. I think you're right, though. I think that's definitely if Kentucky slips up in those 2 games or either of those games, that'll be very telling, obviously. If they go out there, handle business at home and win and continue on, then I guess it's just a little more par for the course. But at the same time, I think it definitely Texas to me is a bit more egregious just because I respect Chris Beard, and that goes down to me wanting him here at Louisville and all that. But I watched that Mississippi State game and that Ole Miss game, and it was a mid-off. So I can't really, in the end, say that they're going to be a great team that Kentucky's going to play. Jay Paul, y'all, says as bad as Pope was, he was never as bad as KP. Y'all just wanted to force your misery with KP on us. I did.
Nobody is as bad. Like, what are we talking about? We know that nobody's as bad as KP.
I know. We're
totally aware.
This is on me. I got crushed by Lachlan McLean and everybody else because I said the comparison. I think what I meant, though, was giving where Kentucky basketball was.
Expectation versus.
Yes. And it was just it was one of those situations where you literally had, I'm talking about, you go from John Calipari, who I still think you'd be in a better situation if you kept John Calipari there.
Thank God he's not there anymore, though.
I'm thankful because we win these games, or we win the game this year, and we'll see. We'll have a chance next year at least. Which is still interesting. I'm still befuddled, if you will, when it comes to Kentucky basketball and the recruit and the whole recruiting. They still don't have a recruit right to this day. And Tyron Stokes. I don't know how Tyron Stokes hasn't wrapped that one up. I guess he added Vanderbilt to his list now.
Yeah, he's going to Oregon. I still believe that.
I do too. I think all the money and all. To me, it just makes sense too. Like Oregon. If you're not going to Kentucky or Louisville, Kansas doesn't make sense. You sign with Nike, and then if you at least you got that, you got the Oregon money, and you got all the little flash that you can have there.
Yep.
That being said, and I wanted to touch on Kentucky to begin this. Really, obviously, and that's when Tarullo's here. we'll go all full the way in with Kentucky because she has her takes and has her opinions and has plenty of emotion behind it. But I did have to give Kentucky credit because I thought it was game over. I thought it was take your ball, go home, and we'll try to figure this thing out next season. So it is interesting to me to see. Here we go. Kentucky till I die.
I stayed watching. I stayed watching because they were starting to make that progress. Like when they were starting to chip away and they were keeping it like right at 10 for like 3 or 4 minutes. I was like, man, I think there's some momentum here.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, absolutely. Kentucky Till I Die says, I don't think U of L would have beat Kentucky if short stack Kelsey didn't move the game earlier to miss JQ. This was all pre-planned. Everyone knows. I mean, the problem is, like, I'm with you except for the JQ part because JQ ain't playing anymore. So It's like, you know what I mean? Yes, he played for a couple games, and I love JQ. I wish he was at Louisville. I wish if he was healthy and he could keep playing, I want him. I think he is, to me, he's very much reminds me of that Montrezl Harrell mold. Like the physicality, the size, the ability, the voice, all that kind of stuff just reminds me of Montrezl Harrell. I love him as a player. It's a shame he's not really playing for Kentucky right now. Did you have a rebuttal you wanted to get at?
I actually like it earlier. So I have the theory in my brain of there's probably Duke and North Carolina is maybe a more important rivalry in college basketball. But we would be number 2. Like I can't think of anybody else that's more important than this game. I'm a proponent of we're the first game of the college basketball season, period.
I don't know about that. I mean, I get. He's saying Kentucky never changes games for cowardice, but U of L wins for cowardice. I mean, I still don't know.
That's not true either.
Do we even have the facts that Louisville? Yeah, go ahead.
Cal moves the games all the time.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a good point. I don't, dude. It's just trolling. Like it is what it is. I respect it. I respect the trolling, but at the same time,
Cal was probably going to win anyway. But
Cal wasn't really worried about when they played. He knew that he was more than likely going to wrap it up. But here's the problem. Sorry. Now I do want to give our the comments, because we sometimes we miss them. So I want to make sure I read them all. UK Louisville should be in February. I don't really like that either. I think I'm a traditionalist. I don't. December. You hate December?
I hate December because it's always sometime around Christmas. There's bowls going on. If both football teams are playing well, which hopefully Stein's a little bit of the solve where he can be just good enough to get beat by us every year.
But be respectable, a nice win, a nice little resume batter.
Right. Yeah. Not what it's been for the last couple of years. Yeah. But like, we would both teams would theoretically be in some sort of bowl game, and like in going to bowl games, I've watched the U of L UK games somewhere else. Like I can't go to it, and this year I got to go to it. It was awesome. I loved it. I was in the I was back behind the benches and just had a blast. But I don't get that opportunity a lot because a lot of it, when it's in December, like near or past Christmas, we're playing bowls, and that's what I want to go do.
Yeah, I very much hated back in the day where many times the Louisville football game would be the same day as the bowl game. I remember that was the same thing with the Russell Athletic Bowl when I remember watching it with my UK friends.
We watched it.
Yeah, and they were there watching it with me, and I was like, that meant more than me than winning the UK game. Like I just meant a lot to know. And I was fake taking it to know that Teddy Bridgewater, after the disrespect that he got from Miami, it meant so much that, Sean Watson let him open up the playbook and then they got out there and they just did their thing. And that's what Louisville football should have been for the last 3 years. But Charlie Strong kept him down because he was working his defense and all. I was fake taking like no other. But
did you go down to the Russell Athletic?
No, I was here in Louisville watching it, but
we had to watch it from there was like a corral outside of like the Louisville alumni area. There was like a corral outside of the stadium that they had like a movie theater screen that they had put up or whatever. Yeah. And they were showing it out there and the lighting's jacked up. You can't see the screen well. The drinks are super fucking expensive.
Yep. Wait, so you went down there but didn't go to the game?
No, I absolutely went to the game.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's why I was confused.
Funny story. I got in a fight in a bathroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to hear
So
it. Yeah, how did this transpire?
So we went down there and we met up with a bunch of friends, and one of the people so we were jawing back and forth with some Miami people on the way in, and one of the girls that was with us, she said she didn't want to talk to these Miami guys, and they kept like saying stuff to her. So I just kind of like put her on my side and I walked her in, kind of like just pretending she was with me.
Yeah.
And whenever we walked in, apparently when we went to our seats, their seats were the next section over, and she went and talked to them and said something that I was that I was like jerking her or something like that, like I was pulling her away from them and all that stuff. So they got pissed, and they watched me walk into the bathroom, and like 5 of them went after me. I'm just standing there at the urinal handling business, and the next thing I know, I'm fighting with my pants around my knees.
See, it's usually, I use that term for something else usually. But the thing that's wild, because like I absolutely believe that with Miami people. Like, do you think was it
nuts?
Was it a game to her? Was she trying to set you up for this?
Yes. Oh, well, yeah. She's not a stable human being.
So she's a sociopath, and she just wanted to see how she.
Yes.
That's fucking that's insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. That's yeah.
She can remain nameless.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad to just be like, you can deal with your own stuff at this point. J. Paul y'all says that's why I want it in February. It moves away from football season. You have a better idea of who the teams are. I mean, I don't think it's a terrible idea at all. But
right, I'd like that. I like February better than I like December.
Yeah, it's. I think the problem is, like, to me, I don't know. I like that mid-December. Like the 16th, whatever. That's what it was when I was growing up. It was always
there were a bunch of them that
the
time.
Early Patino years and all that. I just always remember it then. So maybe it's just I like what I know. I don't hate the February. The only part that I hate about February is it's just so weird to pause your conference schedule to go play. Like we're gonna do with Baylor this year. That just feels weird.
We've not done it a lot. A lot of other teams have done it though.
Yeah, but I would never want Louisville to do that when they were playing in the Big East, back when the Big East was the Big East. Those kind of games. I would never want that. Like I wouldn't want to distract myself with this game, especially if it's a massive game. And the next thing you know, you gotta come back and play, UConn or whoever, Georgetown at the time when they were really good and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. That's just me. That's why I kind of like to get it out of the way. Though, I guess if you can kind of enjoy that football win a little bit longer. You know what I mean? Kind of sit with the rivalry and all that. It helps that side, especially when you split it. I don't know. I hear what you're saying, J. Paul. It's not a bad take. It's just I don't know. I don't know. It's just it would be a difficult sell for me.
It would be better if for some reason that was when they did like the ACC SEC rivalries or something like that. Mm-hmm. And it was like a set game, like, Georgia plays Georgia Tech every year. We play like in football.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Guys, if you haven't already, do me a favor, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. Want to make sure I keep plugging that because I always forget to do it until the very end of whenever we do these shows. We can come back to Kentucky a little bit. There's more I want to talk about them with. But I just want to, I guess I gotta have to, I'm kind of bending the knee right now and just giving some credit where I feel like it's due because
it's a good game.
It's something, maybe here's what it is. I think what it is I'm having a little bit of jealousy, which is just crazy to think after watching how Kentucky's played most of the season, but just jealousy of having a coach that I feel like defensively makes adjustments. And this is kind of my bugaboo, my frustration with Pat Kelsey. And I guess let's just go ahead and get on the Louisville thing a little bit. And I also kind of have to acknowledge the stuff. If anybody here is on Twitter and has been attacking me for my take on Twitter, feel free. And I guess I'll go ahead and just let me just go ahead and refresh that whole thing just so we can go ahead and get that out there because I know people are going to be more than happy. There are people that are still trying to keep that one alive. Anyway, so I made the comment. Especially after, because just for all the information to be out there, for fairness to me, we've seen Louisville play Duke the last 4 times straight. And every single time Louisville has led, and sometimes comfortably led at halftime.
Yeah.
And like you feel like Louisville is dominating that game and it's going to bring it home and just going to get the job done. And then halftime comes and everybody has fucking dementia and forgets how to play the way that they've been playing. Or Shire's a better coach and knows how to make adjustments and knows how to shut our guys down. But game in and game out, they come out in the second half and just don't look ready to go. It doesn't look like Pat Kelsey gets them where they need to be, if that makes sense. But anyway, yes, in the Pittsburgh game, the threes were falling. Here's the thing: Pittsburgh's a bad team. It's bad team. They're a bad team. Like there's nothing I can say otherwise. They're just not. And you can make fun of what's his name. Who's their coach?
Hot dog rolls.
Yes, that's what I wanted to say. The hot dogs. Here's the problem. Your boy's got the hot dog rolls at the back of his head too. And even when I wasn't as fat as I am now, they were still there. So it's not a fat thing. I mean, maybe they're more pronounced at the time, but they're there. I think it's just how some people are built. So Diener likes to go at him, and it's fine. But that's the one thing I'll actually defend him on. You can't help it. I called it the bulldog. It's called the bulldog. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, but like Louisville was, they were dominating the first half, but then they come out and they just start to play a little bit sloppy. It just looks like they feel like they've already locked it up. And yes, if you look at their analytics and the way the game went, we went over it before I came on here. Yeah, they did lock it up. But what worries me, if that's the kind of game you play when you're at Pittsburgh, when you're on the road at a team that's less than you, that's worse than you, and then they're getting beat in the second half, 29 to 23 or 20, whatever it was. That's the way I worded it was that it's a worrying trend for me, because it's just like, to me, that's what has lost you every single one of those big games. That's what lost you the Duke game. That's what loses you opportunities in these other games. It's also why I think the pressure's kind of on Pat Kelsey right now. I think Pat Kelsey needs to get a signature win. This is something I talked about in the last few weeks, but I think the onus is on Pat Kelsey this season to find a way to get a signature win for this program, for this team. And there's not a ton of opportunities. I guess right now it's really Duke. You got to find a way to beat Duke either now or when they play them in a couple weeks or in a couple games, or in the ACC tournament.
Yep.
But
I'd take the loss. I'd take the loss here in 2 weeks for the ACC tournament win. But I agree to a point. Now, what I will say is that when we go into a game and we're, let's talk about the Duke game. We go in and we're in halftime, we're up. We're feeling good. Everything that we're doing is working for the most part. What adjustments do you make? Right? At halftime, what adjustments are there to make? The problem is like, it's not about adjusting right then. It's about having, hey, listen, we're going to continue to do what we're doing until then this is our adjustment at, whenever they figure out how to stop us. Right. Mm-hmm. So like, you have to be able to adjust. And I think that's a growth point for Kelsey, is he's got to be able to adjust with, 16 minutes, 12 minutes at those 2 timeouts. Those are your adjustment points. Like, if something isn't working, and maybe something like that happened at Pittsburgh, which is what we're talking about, where they came out and they were a little bit cold, and maybe at the 16-minute or the 12-minute, there was an adjustment made, and it allowed us to push back out there and eventually win by 41 against the team we absolutely should beat by 41.
Yeah, that's a dog bleep team. I mean,
they're
a dog
not
shit
good.
team. They're not good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think the way that I want to posit this. I think it's also, I think from the beginning, and I understand, like, this is the way that maybe Pat Kelsey wants to play. Maybe it's a problem that I kind of have. And I guess in the end, it's going to be a problem that I just end up having with Pat Kelsey as the head coach at Louisville, is that it's to me, I just don't think it's sustainable to win a national title to just try to outgun every team. Like, I don't think, like, just having 5 guys that are going to be shooters. I just don't think that is going to work. Like I think you have to have some kind of interior defense that you can rely on. And
No, absolutely.
we just don't. And that, like we were talking about it on with Bosner, and Lance and Ethan earlier today. I'd love it, it's so enjoyable. I love watching Ali Khalifa just drill threes. I think he's 11 of 18. Like it's fun when he does it. It's fun watching him just light it.
But
light
he's useless
up
everywhere else.
Yes, and
if he's not shooting a three or passing the ball, he's a great passer. He's showing himself to be a pretty good shooter. But other than that, he's awful.
But it's frustrating me because also remember the before and after we brought him in here, and to me that's also kind of an issue I have. Is that you brought Ali Khalifa in? It's kind of like this human victory cigar to get one over on Kentucky, and I'm sorry you can't convince me otherwise. Yes, he's a great passer. He can shoot the three ball well, but you want to disagree with that?
We got two. No, we got two on that one because remember Waterman was a BYU guy too.
I totally forget about that. I forget because he was the later one. We got him later, right?
Yeah,
wasn't that a later?
Khalifa
pickup?
was the first one, and Khalifa was the whole idea of this kid's got a pretty good shooting percentage from three, and as a big man, I think he was 4.5 assists or something like that. And you're okay, well, we like passing big men. In fact, we love the high post. So,
well,
and
go ahead. No, it's
I get it. And I think that you're right with part of Khalifa was just, hey, listen, we're going to take one of his because we can.
Yeah.
And we don't care that he's not probably quality enough or well-rounded enough.
Well, they kind of
gadget player.
Yeah, they kind of fake sold me a little bit on him because remember the before and after, they brought him in and he's he kind of looks like me. He's overweight, balding, and out there.
He got in good shape.
And they got him, in shape and all that. We started seeing definition and muscle and all that. And I'm like, okay. But the problem is I feel like they put this muscle on him, but he doesn't know how to use it. He doesn't know how to use his size. He reminds me of when I was in high school and middle school, and we'd have these guys that are 6'8", 6'9", whatever, but they have no physicality to them. I'm
soft.
I am, and this is one of those. I'm not lying. It's I am right at 6 foot. I'm even on the 6 foot. That's not 5'11" and a quarter or whatever. No, I'm right at 6 foot. Problem is me physically against him. I feel like I could move him out of the way, out of the post, which bothers me. I need to have somebody his size throw that weight around a little bit and try to make somebody scared to go in. And that's what bothers me. Is you have him, Kason Pryor just wants to play. And Kason Pryor, again, we talked about it a little bit earlier too. I think he's a guy who he's not recovered. He's not healthy. He's not there all the way. And I don't know if he ever will be. I don't know how much time more he has left here at Louisville. But he just isn't the player that he was last year.
I think there was some hope inside the way that this team is constructed right now. I think there are two misses that we have. One of them is a totally uncontrollable one, right? Because it's Kason, right? You don't know how long it takes for him to come back or to, mentally feel confident around some of the stuff that he would, the first 6 to 8 games of last year. He was great. And then I think one that we could have not blown up was Zugris, because Zugris he doesn't belong.
Yeah,
he physically looks like he could.
Yeah,
he's
a specimen. Belong. He literally is a specimen out there.
Beautiful Greek animal.
He really is.
But
he's useless.
He's awful.
Yeah. Chris Curry says Kentucky and Louisville used to play in November when the series started back in November 1983, and the first game was in Rupp. Rich Brooks got the football game moved to benefit Kentucky. The one thing I will say, if we're going to do this argument and this kind of conversation again, I loved when the game was the first game of the year. I think it should be. It makes the most sense. Guys are healthy or whatever. It's not fun. Louisville, Kentucky, when they play at the end of the year, nobody's going to watch us over Alabama and Auburn. They're not going to watch us over Ole Miss, even though that's going to be a different day. But they're not going to watch us over any of those rivalry games that are being played.
Right.
Not South Carolina, Clemson, not Georgia Tech, none of those. So I think
it's the Ohio State Michigan day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. How do I forget that one?
Everyone's getting crushed by that one.
Yeah, but additionally, it's just if I'm going to the game, I don't want to be out there freezing my ass off like I was setting up EL Plus stuff outside the stadium like I did, freezing my ass off. And I know if Big Boy's cold, I know the rest of y'all are cold too. So I'd rather be sweating my ass off, in 90-degree weather in the middle of September, just enjoying that game, ready to go and go, down in beers. That's what I want to do.
I don't know if you've ever ridden a lawnmower and had like a cup holder on it where you got a beer.
Yep.
And it shakes it flat. I was so cold and shivering, I shook my beer flat. So,
shit. No, I've never done that with a beer. Wow.
I was dying out there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was that cold. But yeah, that's why I had my big old trench coat out there. I don't know. Anyway, that people like to make fun of me for. Anyway, but that's really the crux of my issue right now for Pat Kelsey is the defensive woes. And I don't see a change happening. I really don't. Like, I don't know. Like, I really don't know. Also, I want to know a couple things. I want to know who works with the big men. And I want to know who.
Well,
go ahead.
We've got a week off too. So, like, there's, Roos will come back.
Yeah.
Not that I've been super impressed by him in like the big man spot, but I think he might have more blocks on the season than anybody else does, or if he's not number one, he's number two.
Yeah.
He's not a rim protector, but maybe he can play one for a couple games, and just get a little bit healthier. Maybe figure out some of the scheme a little bit better. I know everybody wants to clamor for a 2-3 zone. I think a 2-3 zone is a mistake. I do think more full court pressure is or at least three-quarter court, like run it into the base defense that they already have, but like add to like enhance what that base defense is. And I think that's the answer, instead of going, hey, here's a totally new concept that you all have never played together that we need you to figure out this week.
But why but who doesn't know how to play a 2-3 zone?
Drew brings it up. Do what?
But who doesn't know how to like play a 2-3 zone? Like how you know what I mean?
So it is more complicated than anybody is going to, like, at that high level. It's more complicated than anybody's going to give it credit for, because like playing it together, like you can teach fifth graders to play it. I got it. They're not good.
Yeah.
Right. You can teach anybody to play. Like,
collapsing,
we can go play a 2-3 zone. Right. We're still going to be bad.
Yeah.
Right. And we're not going to understand how to play it together. And then there's going to be growing pains on being able to play that together.
But at least the 2-3 zone would keep our big men in the fucking middle instead of bringing them out, like they do. They're going to be over here on the wing, and it's not going to make any sense why he is where he is. I don't know.
And I know that Pat's rooted in the pack line defense, right? And I know that he doesn't play it traditionally, but he has a version of it that he plays. That's why I think you're watching people get so many blow-bys, is because I don't think everybody's congruent with what the expectation is out of that style of defense, what Pat's asking for. And I think by not having a ball stopper, that is the most detrimental thing to what he's going through. And like Michael Brown doesn't have to be Chucky Hepburn,
right?
But if he's 70% of what Chucky was, it makes a difference for the rest of the team, right? Because he at least can slow the guy's progress to the hoop down a little bit. So
I just wonder, like, it just feels like we really just don't spend the time. Also, Jay Paul says there's some absolute devil magic going on in the NFL right now. And I've seen people tweeting about I need to have a TV on right here, because I have the TV behind me. I have some other TVs that are shut down. I need to get something set up right here so I can pay attention to the games that are happening whenever we're doing these streams. Do you have it all right now?
You're gonna love this. You're gonna love this last pass from Caleb Williams to the tight end 85. I don't know who it is. I know it's not Loveland, but Cole Kmet. That's who it is. But it's probably 35 yards in the air to the corner of the end zone as he's escaping the pocket. It's great. It's a great play.
Oh, shit. Well,
literally to send it to overtime. literally to send it to overtime.
That's what happened. Oh, okay, yeah. I saw that it was going to overtime, but I had no idea that was the play. Holy shit. Okay. Well, I'm glad you all are getting to watch it. I guess that's what I have to say. I guess it's interesting. Louisville's got some opportunities heading forward. I don't know. There's the one thing I do want to touch on too is I guess really what I'm doing is I'm just venting my frustrations. Right. Louisville's got to play Virginia Tech.
We're a flawed team.
Yeah, and I guess my problem is it's hard when Kentucky's had the $2 million team and all that. But like the money you invest in this, the money you put into this, and just to see this team be very mediocre at this point in the season. I mean, I'm talking like struggling to win to play against Boston College and pull that game out. Looking inept against Virginia, looking inept against Duke in the second half. I don't know. There's just a lot of these games that are starting to pile up here right now. A lot of losses are piling up. Virginia Tech is one that I think Louisville will win that one. It's at home. It's Saturday. They've got some time. But then you got to turn around in just a couple of days and play Duke on the road on Monday at 7. And that's kind of like I don't know if I have confidence. Well, I mean, I know I don't. I know I don't have confidence.
I don't have confidence that we can win that game.
No, but like
100%.
Or even that like PK would be able to like draw something up. You know what I mean? Get something. Get it. Elias says FBI needs to look into CJ Stroud.
I mean, he did throw. I think he threw 4 interceptions and had 5 turnovers or something like that. Like,
really?
Oh, it's a lot.
That's wild. But
if he didn't pray so much, I'd believe it.
Yeah, that's good. Let's see, and then the rest of the year, I mean, the opportunities. Unfortunately, and the one thing problem too, what's going to end up biting us in the ass is if you don't win these games, if you don't get like Clemson, if North Carolina and Clemson don't stay up there, because you wrap up the season. Well, you wrap up February with them. You don't really have a lot of opportunities for really respectable wins.
Absolutely right. We for one, we need Kentucky to continue. Right, we need them to play. We don't need them to drop the ball. We don't need a rivalry at this point. We got to have their success, and then we got to get Clemson. We got to get North Carolina. We probably need to beat. What was it? Who won the other night? SMU. Because we're going to need those wins because it's getting short quick. We're going to need to beat Baylor, and I don't think Baylor's that great of a team, but we're going to need to beat Baylor.
Yep, absolutely. Chris Curry comes back and says, when will we get a big Monday at home or a college game day at the game day? We'll have to see. I don't know. I mean, early in the season, I thought you had a better opportunity, but I think we got to – is North Carolina State, is that a big Monday game? It's Monday the 9th, February at 7 p.m. Is that
that would be Big Monday? I just don't know where we are in the schedule. If it's 7, it would be hard for. It depends who else is playing then, right?
Yeah. Let me see if I can find it. Otherwise the ones. I mean, we're playing other Mondays. We're playing 7 p.m. Louisville at North Carolina. So that's a big Monday, but that's at North Carolina.
At there, North Carolina. Yeah.
Yeah, and then obviously this upcoming Duke game is going to be one. They're at 7, so I'm guessing there's the 7:00 games. I feel like that
should be. It should be, but every once in a while they'll go to the late game if it's the higher ranked matchup.
Really? Yeah. Let me see. I'm looking for. Let's see. What did I say? That one was February the 7th.
Yeah,
I believe, or February the 9th. The 9th. Well. So yeah, we're gonna lose that one probably because it's Arizona versus Kansas at 9 p.m. that night. So maybe next season, my guy. Maybe next season, I guess.
I don't really. I know we've had it before at the the only game day I remember, like the college game day basketball one. It was at Freedom Hall. We played UConn.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I do remember that one. Yep. Yeah. I forgot about that.
2005.
That was. Yeah. That was back when. Was that what Hashim Thabit back then?
I think so.
Yeah. Dude.
I just remember we showed up at like we showed up at like 10 to do the college game day stuff, and I don't think we played till we may not play till 7.
Yeah, there's not many players that I can say this about, but and maybe it was also the time like I was younger and all that, but he scared the shit out of me as a player.
Oh,
like,
shooting the beat.
Yeah, and like, the fact that Louisville,
I think it's name.
Yeah, it's him. I mean, he was big, he was long, he was all the innuendos you want to use. That was him girthy. He had everything. He had it all going on.
He wasn't that girthy though. He was.
No, he wasn't.
He was.
I just want to say
he was slim. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to say it. But anyway, yeah. So those are one of those teams. I think I can't remember. Louisville lost one of those, but I think we got a win over him, didn't we? At least one time, I think I remember that. But
we won. I'm pretty sure we won that game.
Was it that game? Was Creighton.
Creighton will know.
Yeah. Creighton would know. I used to be better at remembering that, but yeah, I do, and I do remember this one. Jay Paul's bringing up. He says when you all played Georgetown in 08 and Rick debuted the white suit. That was the college game day. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I remember that one. That was probably one of my favorite. Yeah, games that I remembered in Freedom Hall. Obviously, outside of the Syracuse Louisville one to wrap it up. That one was a memory that one, and then of course the UK, the Sosa shot one. Those are all the ones. Shot, yeah. All the ones that, at least for the games that I was there for, that I remember, because that was when I was in college at U of L. And also, I also think, and thank God that I was at U of L when I was, because it was from 08 to 2012. But I also had a victory lap, so I was there for all the championship games, and or at least for the first half. And then the people there, one of my buddies, his girlfriend at the time, she worked for Louisville Athletics or the basketball program and all that. So she gave me all of her student tickets because she would be there anyway. So I got to go sit in the second row of the student section through the rest of the season. So that was awesome. But
nice.
Yeah. It was just because I was cheap and had no money at the time, which I'm still cheap and still have no money at 35. So it works out. There we go. But anyway,
different reasons, but yeah,
different reasons. 3 children and all in the house and all that other crap. Let's see, Chris Curry. Yeah, Rick wore the white suit. Doc Reese is Jinky, as handsome as usual. I see.
I'm doing my best.
Is that your wife?
No. That should be Doc Jacob from the softball team.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I was gonna say, yeah. Of course, I just heard her threaten you before we went live, so that would make sense.
No.
Anyway, there's some things I'm trying to think of that I want to do here on this channel and on this show that I want to work in eventually. Some of the things I think, especially once we get into the postseason, or not the postseason, after the season ends and during the summer, there's some things I kind of want to do. Some like blind rate them and stuff like that, like players and different things like that. Different
just
fun
put
stuff.
Stats up.
Yeah, that's kind of different stuff that I want to do here on the channel. So I just want to throw that out here real quick while we're doing this. Anything with and I apologize, guys. This was not my my most well planned out after dark, but we thought we might as well go live to keep it going. And once Trullo gets back, we'll be a lot more on a set, structured thing. Are you all doing the gas bags this week?
Yeah, we should be doing it Tuesday. Yeah, we don't have anything to fight against. No basketball games, nothing like that. Should be able to knock it out on Tuesday.
Is Tanner actually going to be there? Is empty-handed Tan going to show up? Also, I've got what? If you're on here,
I hope so.
I've got an issue with Tanner. I do very little. I don't think that I have much of an ego here at the station. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like I don't. I do ask for one thing. What's up, Clay? What's up, Meow? I just realized it was Clay. So yeah, smash that mother bleeping like button, like and subscribe button. But I do this one bit called for Andy, called the Who Impregnated Me. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And all I ask is just like, and here's my problem. And I'm sorry, Tanner, I'm kind of crushing you right now. I did the mixtape. I don't think anybody's ever done it better than when I did the mixtape. No offense. Like I said, no ego. I have no ego here. But I'm just saying, I put a lot of work into it.
I'm just the best.
I'm just the best at it. I shit gold. So, but what I'm saying is, but out of all the sounds that are on there, the Who Impregnated Me this week sound didn't make it. on two of those. Like some of those sounds, just 1 minute of me giving which of the Louisville basketball players impregnated me this week. I'm just asking you. There's no way you can do that. Elias is saying, like he doesn't know. Like you don't know. Like you don't know who impregnated me this week. Actually, I think the last two times were after losses, so it wasn't really impregnated. I just kind of gave an update more on the situation around the program and the scene there. So anyway, that's just my issue. That's it. Also, I wanted to see Strebel and his reaction to that too. All my homies respectfully hate Tanner. Thank you. Here's the best part though. I love Tanner, but also Tanner's not watching, so I'm not worried about it. He doesn't even know what's going on right now. Anyway, how's the what we got in the Bears overtime? Somebody give me an update there.
Right now, you're looking at Bears have the ball with 8 minutes left, 4th and inches.
All right. Actually, there's one last thing I do really want to go over real quick before we get out of here. Jinky, the final additions that we had, I think we just got. I'm trying to think, was it Beasley from Tennessee that committed to Louisville today?
Yep.
And anybody
Wimberly.
else that I'm forgetting? Yeah, who was that? Wimberly,
an offensive lineman from Kentucky, and TJ Banks from Ole Miss. We got and I don't know what we're doing with all of them. Apparently, maybe some of these guys are more versatile than just being a safety. Mm-hmm. We're probably about to find out because we got about 7 of them that we got in the portal. We got a lot.
Yeah,
because you figure Beasley, Banks, Integer. Where's the one kid from Murray State? Oh, no, I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Let me see if I can find him. Let's see. I see that. Yeah, that Wimberly kid. Why do we get Wimberly? Do we really want? Oh, he's okay. All conference.
He's
Western.
He's 310, 315 or something like that. He's a big kid.
Okay. Is there anybody who's the one that I'm really gonna? Is there anybody that you think is gonna stand out for next season? That's gonna be like an instant help
of that group.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. there we go.
No.
That's what I thought.
No.
That's kind of what it was. That's why I don't really do a lot of like the early on stuff I'll pay attention to, but the last ones, the final deadline kind of guys, you know what I mean? Like I just wasn't there.
If TJ Banks or Beasley are capable of being corners in some way, maybe they're impact guys. But if they're not, I think the kid from Iowa is probably is a better safety. And then Ben Perry, I know they got him listed as a linebacker, but he was like a hybrid when he was here anyway.
Yep.
And then the one kid from Murray State, who I can't remember his name right now, he led the nation in tackles, right?
Over.
So yeah, like he the FCS, he led FCS in tackles. So like he may not be athletically as gifted as everybody else maybe is, but he's a tackling machine, and sometimes that matters.
Sounds like Big Dog's eating. You hear me, Clay? You hear me, everybody? All the UK fans, you hear me, you bums? Big Dog. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Anyway, I'm at least interested and excited to see how some of those guys play out. I just, it's really hard for me until I really see some of these guys play, and unless they're the big name ones, to really do like the people who live and die by the recruiting and the portal.
Oh,
and do all that.
It's so hard.
I don't know how you do it. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I guess a lot of it's a lot of fake juice and a lot of, just kind of like, I think a lot of it, is skewed by just trying to get Heart Big Dog. Okay. He hearts Big Dog. Never mind. Sorry. He still loves him, even though he's gone. I just don't see, where the intrigue comes from that. Anyway.
Unless it's 5-star guys, like, every one of them's a flawed dude. Now to get better, right? Which is, when we go back and we look at what our year over year is or whatever, like our losses are at 64 and our gains are at a 70. Okay, so we got better in depth I don't know that equates out to exactly what we want because it doesn't take in consideration graduates.
Yeah.
And, I think I know we got Trey Richardson, and Trey Richardson looks like he's a freaking dog. And I really like the Wayne McCoy guy a lot. Like just in the stuff that I saw with him at Florida State and the limited amount that they could even use anyone on the offense. But Chris, guys, we're going to miss Chris Bell.
Yeah.
Chris Bell's 6'2", 6'3", like 220, 225 with great hands and unbelievable body control. That doesn't exist everywhere. Like, it can be developed, but like, holy crap, that kid's special.
Well, it also just frustrates me because I feel like he got
really good Sunday receiver.
We wasted him a lot there at the end. The times that he didn't get looks or we didn't really even use him, I never really understood that. But I mean, I guess people, I guess people can kind of key in on him and lock him down a little bit, but not nearly. But I mean, even when he still was completing passes there. Chris Curry said, "Who's officially coaching?" We don't fucking know. We don't know.
Not a clue, man. Like whatever's going on with that, I would love to have any insight at all because we're still getting defensive players, right? Like, so they're
loading up.
They understand that's going to exist, right? Like, so all these players are being told something.
Yeah,
no one's talking about it.
No, that's why. I mean, I've heard
state secret over there.
I've heard people talk about like moving Mark Ivy up, but like, come on, like it's no.
Like, I mean, I would love that. I love Mark Ivy.
Do you think? I love him, but I mean, do you think he's a coordinator guy, or do you think he's like, kind of like he's got his niche, he's got his role, and like to keep him there. I've heard people. Thank you, Clay. I've also heard people talk about, is there a possibility that like you kind of hold that position open? Not open. You put somebody in there temporarily for a year.
You run an interim.
Yeah, and then English comes back because here's what I still can't get. He talked about wanting to go and be there for his son, and I know there's been a little bit of issues there with him and Braum, but at the same time, if he goes and the way he left, there was no announcement. There's still been no post at all. There's never been a single post anywhere saying thank you, goodbye, bleep you. Like, not even a single post by the University of Louisville football team acknowledging the departure of Ron English. So, like, that's the weirdest part to me. So we don't know who's coaching, who's the defensive coordinator. And A or B, we still haven't even acknowledged that he's left. Outside of the reports by everybody outside of the university that said it. That's the weirdest stuff to me.
Like I know that what was the one guy, Steve Ellis, that Tennessee make a run at him or something like that.
Tennessee got the Poindexter guy, and did they bring? Or was Steve Ellis the guy they brought and Poindexter went with him? Is that what it was?
I thought Steve Ellis stayed, but maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know who the fuck Steve Ellis. I don't know.
Quarterback's coach.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure then. Jay Paul says, I'm waiting for y'all to get tired of Merrill's shtick, just like we did. Here's the thing. I was tired of his shtick when he was
get tired. Nobody got tired of Big Dog at UK while he was there. No, everybody was just tired of him when he walked away.
You all got tired of him like maybe the last month when it was clear that when it's clear that he was leaving. I'll be honest. I was tired of his shtick while he was at UK. I was annoyed by it, but I'll be honest. Now that he's a Louisville guy,
doesn't bother me anymore.
I kind of love him. Now I love him. Now I think it's adorable. Now I think it's like, oh, it's Big Dog. Who doesn't love Big Dog? Right.
How quickly do him and Blank cross paths at Ruby's? Or has it already happened?
I don't think it's happened yet. Does Blank eat at Ruby's that often?
Game days, I think he does. I think he eats at Ruby's pretty consistently on game days.
See, I can't tell how much that's Blank being Blank. You know what I mean? Like, I don't believe, like, I think you're just saying that shit. I don't believe, because, like, no offense, no part of me, I don't care how much money I got. I don't care about how easy it is to get me. I got a private helicopter taking me from Ruby's to the stadium or something like that. I'm not going to eat steak before game day. I'm not. Like,
I think he's so at the basketball game. I think he goes
surf and turf
7:00 game. At a 7 o'clock game, he goes afterwards. So they go to the Poon before, and then they go to the game, and then they go to Ruby's afterwards.
Blake lives a different fucking life. I don't know. I don't think he does. Maybe he does. Maybe he does. Maybe Blake is living that life like he's a model now. I'm not a model. I don't live these model lives. I don't
He's
get
got
to
his
go
own table. He's got his own table so that the paparazzi can get to him in the right way.
Yeah. Elias says it's him. They're trying to keep it looking. Okay, congrats, Elias. I'm glad you got it. J. Paul, I can promise you we got tired of him. Him throwing his name into every coaching vacancy and using KSR to get raised got old. No, I mean, I believe that. I do. But I think as long as he was still there, you didn't still love him talking the shit that he did. You know what I mean? And like pushing buttons.
Misspelling tweets and all kinds of stuff.
Grown man, GROAN, grown.
Yep.
Clay says steak and bourbon is better than Jeff Ruby's.
I agree. I'm not going to make that. I won't argue with that. Steak and bourbon is better.
Is steak and bourbon, is that the one that's across from the gaming center now? Is it the new one that they put in?
Yeah.
Okay, it looks nice.
The other one's on Westport.
So yeah. Okay. So I work at Metro Hall or whatever. So like whenever I leave, I have to drive by it. It's just at that point, I'm not going in after work. So I don't know. Also, I don't know. Do I need reservations? Because it seems like every other restaurant downtown closed. So I don't know.
You might need a reservation on a Friday and a Saturday,
but not like a weekday.
Nah.
All right, maybe one day I'll show up.
I can't. Maybe on a game day. On a game day, there's probably some people that go in there before and do all that stuff. I usually head down that way. Like I come down 4th that way.
Yeah.
And they usually seem kind of busy.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I've never seen when they're busy.
I don't do that a whole lot anymore.
No. Well, I do, but it ain't expensive like that. If it is,
I'm cheap.
cheap.
I'm cheap, bro.
Yeah.
I'm cheap. It is what it is.
Oh, I feel you. Oh, yeah. That was back when my wife and I were first dating. Like, the first, you know what I mean? When I'm trying to we're going to Vincenzo's tonight. Oh, we're doing this. Oh, or whatever. We're going here. We're going there. And now I'm like, babe, I can't afford this shit. Like, yeah, I spent all my money.
Being in college and being like, hey, like the first date being like, I'm about to hit up this spaghetti factory, son.
The spaghetti factory kills me. Damn it. Sorry. I can't tell that story. I was about to. Anyway, Big Dog is Clint Hurt without the show cause. We said shoe cause, but show cause. Yeah. That's not.
He gave it some Big Dog touch by misspelling show.
Yeah, that he did. Here's the thing, Clint Hurt though. No, Big Dog. They both talk a lot, but Clint Hurt was substance. Like he was a good defensive coach. He was
he could contribute to the team other than just getting people to show up.
Like I would sell my left kidney for him to come and be our defensive coordinator.
Defensive coordinator, absolutely.
Yeah, nothing would make me happier than Clint Hurt. Well, okay, a couple of things that would make me happier. Obviously, Charlie. That would never happen. The reason it would be happy is just because of the nonsense. That's why it would make me happy. Not even because of him as a coach.
Right.
Or even happier would be as if we hired Pat Moore and said that it was Charlie Strong. Oh. I don't know if people noticed, but I did put out the one of the reels I did for the station. I had put out and said, about Charlie Strong, but I took a Pat Moore one. And I don't know if you know how hard it is to find a picture of Pat Moore. You can't find many of him at Louisville. None of them are high quality, at least not high quality wise. But I had to go find a Pat Moore one from Texas and put it. Only like a handful of people noticed what I did. But the few people did that, it was worth the joke. Anyway,
it is tough to find.
Yeah, it's really hard. I tried to look all over for it. Guys, do me a favor. If you haven't already, if you're in here right now, smash the like button. Liking the video really helps us to bring you more and more content. I promise I'm going to bring you better prepared content than I did tonight. I already did one podcast earlier, and then we came here. And really, this is right now is just kind of this weird. I feel like we're in this weird island in the basketball season. The Rams won.
Yeah, Rams won on a field goal.
Damn. I don't know. I was chilling. I was cheering for the Bears. But anyway, at this point right now, I'm hoping to see what this week brings us for Louisville, and then heading into that Duke game, as well as Kentucky. There's going to be a lot of things that really tell us who Kentucky is, and if the season's going to be something that really they're able to, I would say save or salvage. But at this point, I mean, I feel like right now
they're the same boat that we are as far as record goes. Yeah, and our best win is them. So,
but we're kind of it feels like we're kind of going in opposite directions. It feels like we're right here. We're passing right here. Louisville's on it's not a lot. It's not a lot, but there's a little bit of that downward trajectory. While Kentucky's just barely. It's limp. It's limp, but it's moving up. It's a limp.
Yeah, it's moving upward.
You know, it's a little curvature.
I mean, the Tennessee game matters, and it matters for us and for them. Cincinnati beating Iowa State the other day.
Did they really? Oh yeah, they did. Yeah. So like, I mean, I'll take those kind of wins. The problem is what they're like 10-8 or something, aren't they? They got like a pretty piss poor record. So.
It's not going to matter in the end, but they at least did it.
Yeah, no, it's fine that they can do that, but yeah, I hope at least, you know, yeah, I mean, I'll take that. I just don't know how much it boosts us really. Like, does it help move them any? It's not going to move them. That's clearly a quadrant 1 win for them, but I don't know how that changes stuff for us. Like, I
mean, I still think they're going to sit as a quad 2. I don't think we can escape quad 2 wins on the Cincinnati one front at all. We got to hope that it doesn't fall to a quad 3.
Yep. So anyway, I think that'll do it for us today. I just kind of want to really just a little bit of a recap from the weekend that was. We'll bring more this coming week. Like I said, you guys are going to have the Gas Bags podcast on Tuesday. Yeah. Is it a podcast? Yeah. Is it still a podcast if it's a live stream? I guess it's still a podcast. The show.
I mean, eventually, yeah. Yeah, it always ends up being one eventually.
Yeah, exactly. So you guys can watch and tune in, join with Nick, and hopefully Tanner will be there. We'll see if empty-handed Tandan shows up with G.
Oh, so I miss Tanner.
Yeah. We got to have him in there somehow.
And then he can defend himself, right? Because you've lobbed a couple in at him. So
he's already defended himself. He said that I'll tell you what he did. He blamed it all on Nick. He said Nick didn't add it in for him. I'm like, man. There's reels, they're out there. It's played in the shows. Normally what you do is you go and cut the sound from the shows and you put it in there. But you know, it is what it is. Sorry, a couple more comments, I guess. Chris Curry says Tennessee is 2-3 in their last 5 and probably won't be ranked tomorrow. Gotta look at that too, although it is a good win. So
still a good win.
It's also
Tennessee's a good basketball team. I don't care what anybody says.
No, I agree. I mean, watching that game, I walked away, and this may be a little bit of that part of the season where the Rick Barnes downward spiral begins, as he always does. That's why people get mad. I don't respect Rick Barnes as a coach. Like, you had Kevin Durant and DJ Augustine and all those players or whatever, and you did nothing with it. So that's just my point of view. Anyway, do me a favor, smash like, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. If you want, you can follow me at Justin Soforo on Twitter. You can also follow. Oh wait, no, you can't. Jinky doesn't have social media, or do you have it? Are you gonna read? Why did you delete it? Why did you get rid of it?
So I had to start focusing on a couple other parts of my life, and social media was just kind of like completely dragging me down on it. Mm-hmm. Like, it was like one of those things where, like, hey, I was way more productive, and I did better with going to the gym. I did better with, and I've made all the rectifying things. So I might end up back on Twitter. We'll see.
Yeah, you can at least retweet.
It's a cesspool, though.
It is, and it's people get like I am right now. And I'm sorry, guys. I'm probably not going to respond to all of them. The people mad at me about my take. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not sorry. Actually, no, I'm not sorry. Eat it. Eat it. I'm not happy with the way they. Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah. If I want Louisville, if I'm going to hold Louisville basketball to the standard is of winning a national championship, I'm going to expect them to come out and beat down a bum ass Pitt team in the second half, even though they still beat them down. Absolutely. I'm not going to, being outscored them. I'm going to Kings game this year. Okay, awesome. Anyway, guys. That'll do it. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, stay notified for all of our latest videos on YouTube. Follow me at Justin Soforo on Twitter. One day you can follow him, maybe not. But make sure you tune into the show on Tuesday. And of course, we'll have all kinds of content, reels, short form video, all that good stuff throughout the week. And we will see you guys next time. Go Cards.
Go Cards.